Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of, I think, 19 properties, and I should be able to go through this list pretty quick. And let's get right to the first one, 481 Pitfield, number 47. 269 is the price. It seems like the new thing to do with townhomes is to put them way above 250. This one just looks kind of depressing to me. It looks a little bit old and tattered, and it's got some upgrades in the kitchen. I just don't know if it's the right range to be in. The fees are 287, which is a little bit lower than what we expect with some of the other condo townhomes in Milton. I just don't know if they have a chance there. Short read 339, a little bit high, but still a good listing. It's the only 3-story with, and these don't have a backyard, but it's the only one that you can actually put an eat-in kitchen in. And so that's really good. I like the rounded archways. I find it just creates a little bit of a visually interesting environment, you know, because you're talking about basically a big 3-story box, more or less. So it's nice to have some gentle curves in there. I think overall it shows pretty well. They definitely like their green, and there's your blue front door with a bit of landscaping. Little high, the 3 bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms upstairs that aren't the master are kind of tight inside. They're not the hugest rooms. It kind of floats at the same level as the one about 50 square feet above, but it is an end unit. High, but not completely out of range. You know, maybe 1% higher than what I'd expect. Livingston 379 is the price on this one. It's a semi-detached. And it's got a little bit of drawback. I mean, you kind of walk through the middle of the living room here in order to get to your kitchen. So you have to split your space. You can see they've got a chair here that's really far from the TV. The parquet sometimes doesn't sit very well with some buyers. The glass shower is nice. I mean, basically for a semi, you're probably at 360, 370 to start. So at 379, they're still doing okay. Livingston is actually a pretty good location to get to a lot of things like the Arts Center, the GO train, everything else. Barclay 379, it is a Croftside model, and I don't have much information in here about upgrades and so on, so I think that it would have to be upgraded in order to get this price. It is a very good street, and it's right near a park, and there's lots of great stuff in the area. Pettigrew is a semi-detached, finished basement. These ones tend to float, I think, around 1,500 square feet. Kitchen's a little bit plain. And then you've got your one big open room here. There's your basement, plus you've got your rooms upstairs, and they've been well decorated. It's a 3-bedroom, and I think the price is right on where it needs to be. If it shows well, they should do okay. Willett Terrace is at 394.9. It's a townhouse. It's a Hillsview end, so it's 1,510 square feet. And there's your hardwood on the upstairs. Now, we talk about hardwood on the upstairs is giving you about 50% of the value that you get on the main floor. There are still a fair number of people that do like carpet in their bedrooms instead of hardwood. They find it's a little bit harsh, but you think about allergy sufferers on the other end that really don't like carpet, and it can really appeal to those people. So I suppose it polarizes the buyers a little bit, but nice colors here, dark. It's been dressed up well. The backsplash looks nice. So these guys, I think, are not going to have a problem at all at $394.9. I think it's an excellent price for that home. Farmstead 409, and you've got a little bit of an extra maintenance fee, which they've deferred on, so you don't have to pay it for another, I think, 2 years or so. And it's about 1,500 square feet, this one here. I would for sure be taking the previous one over this one. I think they're a little bit high on the price. For some reason, all these farmstead homes think that they can list for more than what they're worth. I'm seeing a lot of overpriced listings here. The walkout basement probably adds between 5,000 and 10,000 to the value, but definitely not more than 10. And so 409 is the price on that one. Vaughn Court, they've dropped their price. They relisted. I don't find it has a lot of zip. Missing appliances. There's some upgrades in the kitchen, I guess, but I wouldn't put this much further than the previous one. I think they're closer to the price they need to be, but they still seem a little bit high to me. Van Fleet is 434. This is a 1,500 square foot semi-detached, and look at the 1,500 on Van Fleet, or what was the other street again? Anyways, I'd take the Hillsview end over this one. And so we're looking at nice upgrades, extra pantry. It's a good floor plan. Your dining room's in the front of the house. But end unit townhouse semi, like, is it worth like basically 40,000 difference? I don't know, and that's an oversimplification, but this model actually shows, I find, a little bit bigger than what it is. There's laundry upstairs, the bedrooms are a decent size, but this would by far be the record. I mean, we're talking about the older version of this, the Lindbrook model. I mean, they're hitting 410, and at 434.9 without a finished basement, I think they're going to have a bit of a tricky time. Combs Court is 519. It's a 4-bedroom. It's got a double car garage. It's a Quincy corner, so it's just under 1,900 square feet. It's got hardwood floor on the main level, and beyond there, I don't know. I mean, most of the Quincy's are listing anywhere from about 489 to maybe about 509 on the high end. So at 519, they have to be really, really good. McDougall is definitely a contender for Chuck Pick of the Day, 519. And so the home itself, I think, is about 1,800 square feet. It's got the double car garage. You got a little bit of a nook for your dining. Nice open concept kitchen. And that opens up to the family room. So it's a really nice floor plan. It's not huge, but it's got all the principal rooms and it's open concept. And, you know, it's just the nice thing about this one is the finished basement gives you some extra space. There's a bathroom there. It looks like a bit of surround sound system, some pot lights. So this one's rocking and rolling. McDougall, very nice. There's a park just up the street. 519, I think, is an excellent price for this one. It's going to fly. Miller Way is at 529. No finished basement on this one, but bigger than the previous. Kind of a big open concept area on this one. And then you've got your kitchen tucked in there. And it looks like hardwood. It could be a really good laminate floor in here. And most of the time, these ones here have the family room up on the second level. So you've got this bonus space upstairs. McQuaig is at 539, 911, and usually the same thing here is you've got your family room. I'm sorry to say, but it's not a very good looking home from the outside. It's not the prettiest, and that matters. I mean, you don't have to have the most amazing, you know, frontage and stucco and everything else, but it looks a little, these models always look a little funny to me. Decent work in the kitchen there. The blue tiles, sometimes people aren't thrilled about that. But yeah, they could do okay. I know that's a realist. Clark is at 565, taking a bit of money off for being on Clark because it's a little bit busier. You look at something like this, it's 2,350 square feet. You've got a great looking kitchen here, and you also have a finished basement that's done what looks like quite well. And the backyard is a standard Mattamy 46 by 80. And I like this one. We've seen the same model on quieter streets sell for way more than this. And we've seen the same model on busier streets without the finished basement sell for this. So I think that they're in a perfect spot. They're going to do really, really well. Bayless Court is 574.8. And when you look at this one, it's very visually interesting. It's got a great view here. It's got privacy behind, big high raised deck, although when you see it from the backyard from that angle, it doesn't look as high as the previous. You've got open areas, tall windows, you've got dark cabinets. That's a nice shot there. And so it's got a lot of good features. Now, it's only a 3-bedroom, so we're not talking about a particularly large home when you look at the room sizes. So that's the thing. Like at first glance, you say, whoa, 2,000 square feet. I don't know if I'd take that Newport. If you needed that privacy in the back, this one may be an option for you. I still lean more towards the Newport on McDougall. So Scott Boulevard 574, and so you've got the dark colors. Scott can be a busier street. There's basically one big open room on the main floor, and then you've got your California shutters, and it's a little bit more open where the that little nook is upstairs. It's just okay to me. I don't know. I mean, I might even say that I would take the previous one, the Quincy Corner, for 519. There's some good value in the low fives right now. Peregrine, 739. So we got a couple biggies on this list. We've got a 54 by 90 foot lot. That's pretty good for the new areas. Ravine, so you've got no neighbors behind. You got some granite countertops, but that's all we got. I don't have any other pictures or anything for this one. It doesn't say the size of this one, so that's definitely a factor in the value. And you look at something like this on Wetlaw, for which I believe is one of the best homes ever to list in New Milton. It's about 3,800 square feet. It's called the Spice Bush. It's got this really neat little turret right here, and you can see the stone and the brick as well. So it's got a nice front. The pictures have been what we call virtually staged. So I actually suggested the owners do this. I had a conversation with them before they listed, and it's a great thing when you've got a vacant home to be able to bring buyers in and imagine what it would look like with furniture. So those are not real appliances. It's a nice kitchen, light colors. There's tons of upgrades in this one, and you can see the forest right behind. So you're getting basically completely thick private forest here. I mean, the front of the house there's a ton of construction going on still, but it's big rooms here. It's kind of like the Wellington if you think about that model. There's your very front room there, and then you've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. So check the virtual tour on this one. If you compare it to the one that sold, boy, it was a couple months ago. I can't remember the street it was on, but it was 3,600 square feet. It backed onto green space, and they got $860 or something for it. I think it was the most expensive Mattamy home ever sold. This one compares very well to something like that. So anyhow, there's not everyone can write a check for $900,000, but if they can, I think that this would certainly fit the bill as one of the best ones. I think there's 9-foot ceilings on the second floor, and there you go. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. If you want to see anything in the list, definitely reach out to us, and we do tours of homes all weekend long, so you can just sign up right over there for a tour of homes. Okay, have a great day.